winners semifinals right now. SetToDestroyX up against Spicy Kraken Rolls. We've got it started right here. SetToDestroyX is going to be in the green. Spicy Kraken Rolls in that purple right here. Going to see what they're able to do right now with this comp. They've got the double Inkstorm on the side of SetToDestroyX, but look at that. Fuzzy's already going to go down. Spicy Kraken Rolls looking pretty good. Bread's got a double coming in with actually a carbon roller.
So Bread has been a fan of this weapon from the very start. He always makes fun of people who say it's bad. He said, let me get in your zone and you'll see how bad it is. Already pushing back up in there and gets another trade. This is a great opening for them. Gonna have to ward off Kanget here. Some pretty good placement, but that's another blaster going down. This is starting the exact same way as the last time.
Yeah, exactly the same. SetToDestroyX seems to be on their heels really early. Luckily, Kiver's able to dodge and recover some health by sneaking around that side right there. Fuzzy's going to go in on that player. He's also going to look for this jump. Gets that as well. That's going to be the end of the push. But we saw this yesterday. Deep Blues was in this exact same spot. Maybe I think Spicy Kraken Rolls got it a little bit further than Deep Blues did.
They did.
But this is where SetToDestroyX excels right now.
It is, but to one point here. Deep Blues got it to that second checkpoint twice, but they weren't able to get past it. This time, though, SKR was able to get past that checkpoint. If they get a similar-looking push here, that's going to go to the 30s, maybe even the 20s right now, but it's all about them playing defense. You'll notice they only have... I'm sorry, no, they don't even have a Stingray. Oh, no, they do have one Stingray. Copilot does have it right now. Going to opt to fire it here and kind of slow down this momentum that was being built. I like this decision. Maybe not even necessarily firing it at the tower, just allowing the team to get in. Is Bread going to continue to go in? That's a triple for that carbon roller. Yeah,
Bread absolutely going in on SetToDestroyX. He gets a couple kills right there, as you mentioned. Pays his life for it, but I'm sure he's happy to stop this push coming in from SetToDestroyX, as now Bob is on the tower. He's in a little bit of a 1v1 around the tower up against Fuzzy. Fuzzy is able to win that right now. Right now it's going to go right back in favor of SetToDestroyX as they're trying to get the push going. Once again, it is Penguin on the tower looking to feel out where they're going to be coming from here.
Yeah, and I don't like that they stuck Bob out by himself, like you said, in a very awkward position there. Knows that there was going to be a threat coming at there, and the Rapid, as good as it is difficult to get the shots that you need to slow that one down. Once again, though, it's going to be on them to play defense. Red once again going to try to come around and not get it. Bob going to clean that up as well. But this has been two pretty good-looking pushes from SetToDestroyX, and SKR's just said, nuh-uh, not yet.
Yeah, SKR standing strong right now. They're going to be pushing up as a team onto this left side. Mifa knows that they have to watch out for the right as well, as Copilot now is a little bit alone here on this side. They do feel him out. Look, like a couple blasters are coming in his direction, but he's going to go down. Maybe tried to squid jump or something, but couldn't find the teammate to jump to. That's going to be pretty much a full wipe coming in from SetToDestroyX. And look at Kiver already in their spawn, but Mifa's got him right away.
Mifa, one of the best at winning those 1v1s here, but SKR is getting a little bit strung out right now. You saw, like you called it there, Copilot out by themselves, and we saw last time Bob out by himself. This is a pretty dangerous, precarious position here. The Stingray's not yet up for Copilot. They are able to crash in ever so slightly, moving it back. Fuzzy's the last one. This is going to be the end of this push as well.
Yeah, they weren't able to get past that checkpoint right there, so it was kind of a mute push for them right there. But right now, the Stingray is going to come out for Copilot, so that means that if they continue this push, he might not have it going in his favor. He's going to be looking to try to get this pick onto Hexen, but no, Hexen's able to get it. Hexen spots out another one and gets it as well, so maybe they can continue this push further. Looking for the last one onto Bread. All remaining members of SKR are coming from spawn thanks to Hexen, but Bob's able to deal with them right away.
Yeah, and that's good that you mentioned there, dealing with it right away. That threat was going to continue to be there. Bob going to use that Rapid to again clean it up, and another double team here. This jump going to be punished, using the bomb there to stay safe from the Inkjet. This is going to return, and once again, I was scared too because they didn't have that Stingray. They didn't need it.
Yeah, right there. I'm pretty sure Bread just rolled someone over with a carbon roller somehow right there. But looks like SKR's on the push once again. And this is pretty much a good situation for them, as they're going to put SetToDestroyX on their heels. It's a very long tower ride to the other side. So if it's going to be far away from their side, it's definitely an advantage for them.
It is. Mifa again sitting around here at the middle. And again, the pressure. SKR is moving together. They have tightened it up. They are not strung out like we talked about earlier here. They know with just 40 seconds left, it's just going to be a matter of getting this tower in a scary position and then locking down on defense.
Yeah, they're looking pretty good right now. SetToDestroyX only has about 35 seconds to win this game. Put it back in their favor right now. Kiver's going to get a nice 1v1 kill onto one of the players right now. They do spot a couple more in the streak of Spicy Kraken Rolls, but they're all going to go down to some bombs right there. Penguin is the last one alive. Fuzzy's going to jump in, paint around mid, but right now it doesn't seem like they're in too good of a position. Penguin's going to go down as well. Fuzzy next, and honestly, Spicy Kraken looks to have this in the bag.
They do. It's just going to be a matter. We'll see. They aren't even pushing back at all. The crowd is starting to reach a fevered pitch right now. Hexen on the tower going to get taken out by Gingerbread Man, who gets the triple and puts it to bed. Game 1 done. That is a quad!
Nice play coming out from Gingerbread Man 17 right there. Bread looking phenomenal on that roller. So looking pretty good is Spicy Kraken rolls. But you got to remember, me and Nine did talk about this. We weren't too sure how effective SetToDestroyX is on that play, on that map rather. So maybe that's one they could throw away, maybe, but they've won it in the past. They probably wanted to win it again.
I was going to say, well, we also talked about how the narrative went the same way every time. Go down early, bring it back, do it. But Mifa there with a 21 KA. I mentioned last time, if you don't know about Mifa yet, you will know about Mifa after the end of this tournament, doing it right there against the best that Western Splatoon has to offer right now.
And you know what was the funniest part about that last game to me is you could get the sense from the crowd is like, we've been in this position before. We saw this yesterday. SetToDestroyX came right back on them, so we couldn't. Do we cheer yet for the opposing team or not? But they finally were able to cheer in the end for Spicy Kraken rolls right there. As we go into game 2, Spicy Kraken rolls up a 1-0. But you mentioned this, they were up against them at Squidstorm, so they don't want the same thing to happen up again.
They do not want the same thing to happen. Rainmaker on Camp Triggerfish now. This is a scary map. This one moves pretty quick like we talked about. Anyone who's familiar with Splatoon 1 knows how powerful that is. And actually at this tournament, Game 7 was decided on this map and mode.
All right, so we're going to be getting it right here. Rainmaker Camp Triggerfish. This is a little bit different from maybe the splat zones that we saw earlier on the cast. Since it's not really cut off, you don't really need to separate your team as much as you do on a mode like splat zones for this map. So this is definitely a map where you have more prone to team pushes together as 3 or 4 rather than in splat zones where it's 2-2.
And because of that, you can really kind of get creative with your comps right here. Again, no reason to switch off a Stingray weapon if you're comfortable with it. That big long map, that nice long spot that you have to walk over there on the grates or even swim down front. Very, very lengthy. So I think Stingray will again be a big factor here. But SKR knows they're in a good position right now. Can they keep this momentum going?
All right, we're going to get started right now. Rainmaker on Camp Triggerfish to get it off right now. We do see a bit of a long-range comp once again coming in from Spicy Kraken rolls. They've got the Rapid Blaster and the Splatling that just helped them win that last game. But we were talking about it earlier. There goes Hexen on those Gluga dualies that you were talking about there, Nine.
The Gluga dualies, and we've already talked a little bit about how they're popular, but take a look at what's going on in the middle right here. The pop went a different direction. It went for STDX. They got the pop, but instead it's actually SKR kind of coming up into the middle here. They won't be able to get a big push off here, but they have both of their long-range threats kind of established in the center here. Let's see if they can hold it and allow their short-range threats to come back. Yeah,
right now Bob is in a pretty bad situation for himself, but thankfully Copilot is going to help him out a bit. Bob finally does go down. Copilot's going to jump back and save his Stingray, which is definitely going to be needed to stop this push coming in from SetToDestroyX right now. Penguin's got to dodge that Stingray, and he's dodging it pretty well, but I believe there's actually 2 Stingrays. They're going to be coming in. Kipper's going to try to stop both of them with that Inkjet, but
Penguin survived the whole time. I don't believe it. 2 Stingrays that go through. I mean, SetToDestroyX made an amazing play that they're continuing to push through here. But if you're Spicy Kraken rolls with 2 Stingrays, you have to be able to pick out that Rainmaker.
Yeah, right now they're trying to just jump in along this push as long as possible. That's probably it for now. Mifa's able to finish that one up with the help of Bread on that Clash Blaster right now. So they're going to get the reset, push back into mid. But look at mid right now. It's all in favor of SetToDestroyX. They didn't even try to push that further. They just stayed in mid and waited for them to come in.
Well, actually, 2 of them went in and 1 got bumped off. That's actually 3 down. Kipper going to be the last one up. This one might go the other way here pretty quick. It's going to be a matter of how they set themselves up. Another double Stingray here. If they're able to get a couple down here, this might be enough for them to make the push. They do splat one out and identify that the threat is going to be on the left side there by that grading. Mifa loses the 1v1. Bob's going to try to take this one up the center, but the Stingray there to meet it, and Fuzzy not going to miss.
Yeah, Fuzzy right there on, I believe, what is that, the 52 Gal Deco, something we haven't seen him yet played here today, but busting it out. That Stingray was definitely in position to stop that. push coming in from SKR. SKR does have control of mid, however, so maybe they can hold this one out and get something going once again. Copilot's almost at that Stingray, so that Stingray has been kind of how they've been trying to open up these pushes. Let's see if it happens once again. Yeah,
and you see there on the left side, Red did win a 1v1 against Texan right there, trying to kind of hold things down. A great time there by Kiver, knowing that the momentum of the game was starting to shift away from there, using that one to kind of shut it down here. They're going to get another pop, and Kiver is going to manage to survive this Stingray, but only barely. Again, mid has gone to spicy Kraken rolls. They've shown that they can at least play this neutral game. It's just they haven't quite gotten the big wipe they've needed.
Yeah, they definitely need to take down SetToDestroyX in numbers. And there's the start coming in, getting one pick, but no, it's going to be Kiver coming in from behind. Kiver's going to get a nice double. He's looking for the triple, but no, Mifa stops him in his tracks. Fuzzy able to clean it up with that Stingray, but so far it seems like Spicy Kraken Rolls has been able to maintain mid for most of this game.
It is, and that really shows you that you're not losing your 1v1s, you're positioning yourself properly, you've got the right idea. It's just been a couple times. This last 2 times it's been Kiver actually coming up with the big play that was just enough to slow them down. Is going to fall off the side there. You hear the crowd saying, aw, but we are going to go back to the middle, and now things are starting to turn the other way.
Yeah, finally SetToDestroyX regains control of the middle of the map. They're going to elect to push onto this left side right here. The only thing standing in their way so far is Mifa and another player. I believe it is the Clash Blaster of Brett. So they've actually gotten the advantage on them. Mifa and Brett seemingly turned this around, getting quite a couple picks.
I swear, Mifa's the hardest Inkling to kill. I don't know how she manages to survive as she does. Going to go ahead and opt to pop this really quick to get rid of the threat that was Fuzzy at the time. Going to again try to push them around here, force them back. They're putting a lot of resources into this push. We'll see if they opt to take it down the middle. There is the threat of Hexen at the top of the screen. Copilot and Brett going to be running it, but a Splatling isn't the one you want leading your charge.
Yeah, and there goes once again the Stingray coming out from Fuzzy here. He's able to stop that push once again. And honestly, for a 52 gal Deco, you don't usually see them always having the Stingray like Fuzzy has been in this set.
Yeah, just some brilliant play right there. That's 2 going down. This is the best opportunity they've had. We'll see if they go ahead and make the grab. Penguin is going to run over and try to slow it down, and does just that. And again, we've said the same thing so many times. SKR is doing so well, and they're playing this the way it needs to be played, but every time there's just one member of SetToDestroyX left to shut the door.
Yeah, that's the power of range on this map. Without that range that Penguin had with that Rapid Blaster Pro, they probably would have been able to push that to at least 30, maybe pushing it into the 20s as well. So definitely got to give props to Penguin right there, using his range to his advantage. And right now he's going to be tossing out a bomb rush as well, but he's going to get taken down right away by Copilot here. He's trying to get something going for his team back in mid. We do see also Brett is sharking up ahead in the enemy zone, so maybe Brett may be a factor getting in one of these players to come in. He does allow the jump from Mifa to come in as well. They're going to have 3 in the middle, but that's going to be the Stingray coming in. Once again, Fuzzy finishing up the Rainmaker push. That's going to be the game. SetToDestroyX tying this up 1-1.
And I just want to point out the disparity of the crowd reaction there between whichever team wins there. That's just something that you got to deal with here. SetToDestroyX showcasing exactly how composed they are. We said it there about 3 different times. It looked like the tide had finally started to turn, and they did just enough. And for how many times we called out Fuzzy's Stingrays, he only had 4. They were just all at the perfect time to shut things down.
Yeah, definitely was always just making his presence known, at least with those Stingrays for sure right there. Now we're going to be going into splat zones on Gobi Arena right here. It's kind of, you know, beating a dead horse at this point, but everyone knows SetToDestroyX is very good on splat zones in particular here, because they just know how exactly to play the mode. They always know that you play it patiently at the beginning of the games, and then when you do get those caps, then that's when you push up into the enemy spawn and prevent them from even painting the zone at all.
And they're so methodical about the way they push up. Penguin almost always going up on that left side. We know what the Rapid Blaster is capable of doing to, again, beat a dead horse. That range, the threat, the burst damage that goes up through there, pushing up there, they know exactly where their short-range threat needs to go to meet the opponent. So the question really will be here for SKR, because we saw Deep Blues again get out to a pretty good lead on this map once again. The lockout. Can they break past that patented lockout that SetToDestroyX is so good at? That's really going to be, I think, the if and the but of this game.
Yeah, so we're going to getting a look into this one very quickly right now. Most of the teams, it seems like SetToDestroyX is already ready to go. They're already locked into their weapons for the moment. It seems to be SKR that's taking a bit of more time right now, trying to feel out what exactly they need to do to win this next game. This could definitely be the turning point of the set for sure. Game 3 in a 1-1 situation puts yourself in a perfect position to finish this one off.
And after that, it will be going to that Clamblitz Kelp Dome that we talked about. We will be seeing that here. Anytime it's Clamblitz, you never know exactly what's going to happen. But this is the only Splat zones in this set. And if SKR was able to take that, like you said, it would really turn the tide.
Yeah, definitely if Spicy Kraken Rolls is able to steal this one, because every time it gets to this situation, I feel for SetToDestroyX where they need to close out on Splat zones, they always do. So it's definitely those other modes where they're a little weaker. Although I will say, judging from what I've seen from them in this tournament, they looked a little bit stronger on Clamblitz than usual. But still, definitely want to get a look into this game right here, which is Gobi Arena Splat Zones right here. We're seeing both teams coming out with a little bit of range. We've got the Rapid Blaster on the side of Spicy Kraken Rolls, and Penguin on that Rapid Blaster Pro coming in on the other side. Kivver's going to go down right away to Mifa right here, but it seems like the rest of the players on SetToDestroyX are cleaning house. That's going to be practically a full wipe, probably a wipe in a second right now. SetToDestroyX looking strong as usual.
Yeah, that time what really started that was Bread did go down. Even though Mifa was able to get that pick, that really forced them all over to the left side. And at that point, SetToDestroyX called that out and just kind of crashed in, as we're so used to seeing them do.
Yeah, Hexen on this Inkjet is just going to make sure that nobody can come in for him. Honestly, Hexen wasn't even expecting that splat, but somehow he got it anyway. Judging, he's probably happy about that one right there. That's going to lock out SKR for the moment, only having 2 members remaining at the time. We also saw right there, you saw it. Penguin was trying to get in position on that top left side for any long-range weapon. That's pretty much where you want to go. It's going to prevent a lot of the enemy from coming in on you, but unfortunately for Penguin, it's not going to work out.
No, Mifa did just the right amount there to get in, but great job by Kivver running around the backside. The threat was trying to meet Kivver there, but they just never really followed through in taking out Kivver. Kivver made them pay for that, and all right, game 4.
SetToDestroyX. 100-0 on Splat Zones as usual. I think they got another one like that yesterday on stream as well, but that's pretty much been the name of their game on Splat Zones. SKR looking kind of puzzled at how quickly they lost that game, but gotta give it to SetToDestroyX right there.
That zone's always moving, and you always have to have somebody on it or some threat being made, and I think maybe just a little bit of a misplay by SKR. Trying to get the picks there instead of maybe just painting that zone and putting on some form of penalty. I know SetToDestroyX wasn't going to let it go easy, but I might have liked to see just a little bit more focus on getting their turf down.
Definitely. Spicy Kraken Rolls has to just, honestly, at this point, put that one in the past. You're not playing Splat Zones again. Just focus on these next couple modes, which is going to be Clamblitz and I believe Tower Control, the Reef as well. So definitely only got to focus on those, and they did win the Tower Control earlier in the set. So
they did a lot more than, and we saw Tower Control in the Reef earlier against Clockwork, and they did more than just win that one. That was, I mean, that was methodical.
Yeah.
They really know how to play that map. So this is going to be an exciting one for sure. I think both sides know what's at stake here, of course, for SetToDestroyX. Really putting this one to bed and not even letting it get to that other Tower Control. They know what SKR is capable of there. But the real question for me is going to be how this very first exchange goes, because we've seen really the story of all of the games, or at least the 2 games that the first and the third game, the story really be the opening right there. Well, I guess all 3. The team that won the opening generally won it big, and that push, that lead ended up being what went all the way to the end.
Yeah, so we're going to have to take a very close look onto this one. But I mentioned this a little bit going into the Splat Zones game. I think actually SetToDestroyX has improved a bit on Clamblitz. We saw maybe at Beacon they weren't too strong on it. Saikai was kind of, in favor right there.
With the brush, yeah.
It was way too strong for them on that. But I think now they've kind of figured it out. We're probably going to see Hexen on the Google Doolies. Deco, maybe he's been feeling that, especially since it has the bowler. But no, he's going to actually be going with, I believe it was a Slosher Deco coming in from him. So that's their one bowler. We actually do see Fuzzy on the regular splatter shot, something he hasn't been really picking up too much recently. But let's see how it works out for him.
Well, and you can kind of understand why. You know exactly how scary burst bombs are right now. But Pinkett actually going to get wiped out there pretty quick. Now the cavalry is kind of coming in here. SetToDestroyX in an awkward position. They weren't able to take them down, being SKR. And actually, that was a really good position that I feel like they just kind of forfeited there. SetToDestroyX with better execution in that situation. They were pincered, but as we so often see, they won the pincer.
Yeah, right there. It came down to pretty much Bread winning his 1v1 up against Fuzzy. If he had win that, it would have been a much different story. We would not be on this side of the map like we are. There goes the bowler coming in from Hexen. He's going to allow Kivver and Fuzzy to push in and jump in as well. They're going to be able to get some quick scores coming in right there, and that's going to be SetToDestroyX getting the first points on the board. But honestly, I didn't feel like all of them needed to jump there. They only had 1 power play.
don't know, and actually to this point, as soon as Kivert leaves them alone, which he doesn't feel like doing at the moment, even getting a trade out of that, this is kind of an interesting position because the team that only gets that first dunk in and no more points is kind of at an awkward position. Generally, it means the other team is going to get some control of mid, and on top of getting control of mid, they get that pity clam as well that they can use to kind of push up and build momentum the other way. So if SKR is able to cleanly take back mid here, this might go the other way.
Yeah, and you also saw at the end of that push was Fuzzy doing just a random stealth jump in right there, but getting cleaned up right away. That's because he doesn't really care about dying in that situation, because if he's able to get that pick, that's a good thing for them. That's going to slow down the push from SKR, but if he doesn't, he still has that quick respawn to get right back into the fight.
And that's really the role that it is taking right now at this point in the meta. It's just you use it so that it's a low-risk, high-reward situation. You jump in, you get taken down, big deal, I'm back in the action really quickly. But if I do get something here, I take 1 or 2 out, we really regain control.
Right now, and especially on a mode like Clam Blitz, it takes so long for it to go back in the other direction that you have time for plays like that. But getting back into what's actually happening right now, we do see Penguin right here does have a power clam at the ready, but a couple of his teammates are starting to go down right here. Gonna see what he elects to do with just maybe wants to back up and regroup, make sure that they're ahead of him at least right now. It seems like a couple players are actually making a flank on the side of SKR. They're gonna be coming in from that tree area on the bottom of our screens right there. Red and Bob in a 2v2 situation, going down though all the way. That's gonna be almost a full wipe. I believe the last player left is Mifa. So let's see if Fuzzy's actually up on there ahead, getting a jump in, trying to make this happen for his team, and he's gonna allow Hexen to score.
Hexen to score and a few more to score. The threat is still there. That flank was a very risky maneuver there, trying to make something happen, but it got called out way too quick. And on the top of the screen, Fuzzy won the 1v1 as we're so used to seeing. Now finally they've cleaned this one up. 30 left though. That cheeky one you saw. So for those of you who don't know, you can actually put a claim in from that center cross if you throw it. Penguin tried to do that to do just enough. Timing was not quite there for them, but SKR needs to find some answers. They haven't had a power clam in a minute. Yeah,
they really have not had any clams going for them in this favor. They are going to have the one from spawn, of course, but a lot of teams elect to pick that up later in your push when you have maybe a little bit more map control and a special to work with as well. But so far, it seems like SKR is doing just that. They're going to take it slow and make sure that they don't pick up this power clam right away. Try to get a little bit, of those sneaky picks that are going to allow them to move forward.
They've done a good job here of gaining some control here. I don't know how I feel about Bob going on this flank on this side. Again, every time they've gone for that, it's just gotten called out, and it's given them a few more clams and lost some tempo. Mifa going to run in. Fuzzy going to take the brunt of those bubbles to the face. They have maintained a little bit of control here. This is the best look SKR has had, but once again, they don't really have a clam advantage. You see the power clam sitting back at their goal.
Yeah, we do see that SetToDestroyX rather has 2 power clams at the ready, and they've also got Fuzzy coming in from a flank. If he's able to win that 1v1, no he isn't, he's going to trade, but Hexen jumps to him anyway with the baller.
Brilliant.
And that's going to get the 2 power clams probably coming in the other direction.
Oh,
there they come. They're going to get this done, and that's what I was talking about. They have improved a lot on Clam Blitz.
That's so clever, knowing exactly what that situation was. Fuzzy went there to get the trade, knowing that if he got the trade or the win, they could still get that jump in. Wow, what situational awareness.
Yeah, right now, definitely Bob and the rest of SKR are going to have to pull something off quick. They've got the clams finally. They're able to do this if they got the 3 power clams actually now. They've got 33 at the ready. The bubbles do come out. Mifa's able to win a crucial 1v1 up against Penguin. They win another one as well. And they're looking to finish this one off right now, but they're going to have to jump back, and they're going to score. Right? You mentioned it right there. Kivert coming in from behind, actually, and that's probably going to be the game. I don't know if they get overtime for this. Maybe. Yeah, they are going to get the overtime for sure.
Barely going to get it, but now everything is on a razor's edge. Fuzzy going to take out one of those already. Red has to be careful here, knowing that he can't go down. Hexen's going to run in, not able to get that pick. Copilot does go down. Red going to get taken down as well. Bob, the last one, going to try to make the mad dash, but gets taken out as well. And that is how you play Clam Blitz. You said earlier, the best offense is that kind of defense. The best defense is that kind of offense. That's what it looks like. It finally ticks away, and SKR going down after a valiant effort. SetToDestroyX proving why they're still the team to beat.
Yeah, finally right there. And that was the first clap SetToDestroyX has probably gotten in this entire event. Kudos to the crowd right there for cheering on. That was a pretty good game, honestly. SetToDestroyX performed pretty well. Their